He was shown as a wicked man, a sinner. A man that the wicked scribes and the wicked Pharisees and Sadducees would have denied. He would have denied him.
Yeah, right. To the bitter end.
He would have denied him, but he was still of the elect.
Yeah. Remember they asked him, why sit you with publicans and sinners?
But among the sinners was the elect.
They that hold need not the physician, but they that are sick.
Yeah.
And if I may as well, it's like that scoffer that was talking shit, that's the same spirit that the people of this world are in now, because their destruction is imminent, but they don't even realise. It's like the guy's on the cross is about to die, but he's still talking shit, like he's still proud. There he's been humble on the cross, but he's still proud talking shit about the Lord.
He's still popping shit at the day that he's about to meet.
Yeah.
That's how wicked our people are. That the Most High, right? Here it is. There are all manner of plagues. Is the Most High's visiting this earth with all manner of plagues and disasters and torments. But they're still, all they know is wickedness. They don't know nothing else. Right? Because you can't make something that's crooked straight. The Most High made him to be crooked.
Yep.
That man on the left-hand side, he was made to be crooked. Even though he was on the cross paying for his sins, he's still crooked, man.
Yeah.
At the end.
Straightening him out on the cross didn't straighten him out.
You know? There's Ezekiel chapter 18. Let me start with verse 26. When a righteous man turneth away from his righteousness and committeth iniquity, and dieth in them, for his iniquity that he have done, shall he die. Is the point, verse 27. Again, when the wicked man turneth away from his wickedness that he have committed, the guy on the right hand side, right?
Yep.
Because he was wicked because he was a thief. The scriptures pronounced him as a thief. So he did something that was wicked. From his wickedness that he have committed, and doeth that which is lawful and right, he shall save his soul alive. Because what did he do in the end? He acknowledged Yahawashi.
Yes.
So he was justified by faith. It wasn't the law that justified, because he was a breaker of the law. He was a thief.
You see?
He broke the law.
Yeah.
But he was justified by his faith.
That's right.
You see the balance there?
Yeah, man. Every balance.
You see that? Right? Sakari is the law. Right? But take an example of the malefactor on the right hand side.
Yep.
He was a sinner all his, he broke the law all his days.
life, yeah.
But when he was on the cross paying for all the crimes he did, what did he say? He acknowledged Yahawashi, even so.
Yep. Shall I read it?
And what was Yahawashi's response?
Yeah.
Get that, please.
Right, so it says Luke 24 starting at 42. No, let me read from 41.
Make sure you get the response.
Yeah, I've got it all here.
Come on.
Right, 40. But the other answering rebuked him, saying, Dost thou not fear the Most High, seeing thou art in the same condemnation? And we indeed justly, for we receive the due reward of our deeds, but this man hath done nothing amiss.
Read slowly.
Right.
Read loud and slow.
Right, can't. But the other answering rebuked him, saying, Dost thou not fear the Most High, seeing thou art in the same condemnation? For we indeed justly.
Right.
Go
Salaki, hold on right there.
Yep.
Because he said, do you not fear the Most High, right? It's a real quick precept.
That's the beginning of wisdom, isn't it?
Yep.
But there you go. But he wasn't even rooted, man.
No.
You see, see right there, but that goes into that parable where it says, this man came in just now. I've been working in the field for hours.
Yes.
So how is he gonna get the same reward as me?
Yes. I knew that was coming up. I knew he was gonna bring up this. That's
He just
heavy.
came in the last hour. I've been out there working in them fields for early in the morning.
Sweating.
We're in the midday sun. We're in
My
the-
hands is all brushed up and broken. The skin is all
Calluses.
peeling off and shit, bleeding. This guy looks fresher than a Mercedes Benz. And he believed, but he get the same reward as me? That's not fair. Right, so he came at the last hour.
Heavy man.
Shit, man. What's the piece I was gonna get, man? It's a lock, man. What's the piece I was gonna get?
Do you want me to read it again, memory? Jog your memory.
Read it again, man. Read it again.
Yep.
Read it again.
But the other answering rebuked him, saying, "Dost thou not fear the Most High?"
Right, that's what I was gonna get. That's what I was gonna get. Right, it's lock it. Right.
Rock of the Yahawashi.
Yeah, you're right.
Spirit
Right.
right there.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 13. Whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last.
Oh, that's heavy. That's heavy, man.
Perfect.
No, man, that's heavy. At the end, you saw it link up.
Yeah, because he was at his end. But it went well with him because what did he say? He said, go on.
I'll read it. It says, "And we indeed justly, for we receive the due reward of our deeds. But this man hath done nothing amiss."
So he had a sense of righteousness about him. But what is the common saying is that there's no honor among thieves. But this man had some type of honor about him, man. That's worthy of respect. The Most High, even though he be high, he have respect unto the lowly. The Most High looked down from the heavens and looked down upon that soul and said, yeah, I'm gonna take him.
Yeah.
Because he was precious. He had a preciousness about him, a morality, an ethic about him, a conscience
He acknowledges
about him.
transgressions.
Yeah. A contrite mind. When he was on that cross, man, you can just imagine what he was thinking. He was like, yeah, man, I deserve this, man. He had a righteousness, an uprightness in him. And the Most High respected that. And the fruit of his lips testified what was in his soul.
Man was in pain, man. He was in pain.
Yeah. But it says, Sirach 1 verse 13, Ecclesiasticus 1 and 13. Whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death.
Yep. That's it right there.
That's a perfect link.
Yep. Precept
That's a
upon precept.
perfect verse. He said he found favor. He was elected. To fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. So, you know, when he was born, it was predestined for him to receive the truth in the day of his death.
That's right.
So he led his whole life in wickedness. But in the day that he turned, it was given to him.
Yep.
That's beautiful. To show you right there that when we're out here laboring and tossing and toiling for this kingdom, laboring, being diligent, being vigilant, we're going to receive the same reward as a man or a woman that received the truth at the last moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
So you're thinking, then what's the point of me being out here? Then I say, listen,
Give diligence
You
to make
get-
your body and election sure.
love labor. Love serving the Lord, man.
Yeah.
Love serving him.
And that's your lot.
Love serving him.
Yeah.
Don't think, oh, I'm going to get more. I'm putting in more hours in this brother. I'm going to get more than him. That comes in the wickedness.
Yeah.
That's when the wickedness come in.
Yeah, man.
Then it's like the covetousness.
Yes.
And covetousness, that's idolatry. If you like, listen, man, this brother come out once a week, fuck it, I'm going to come out twice a week. Just so I can outdo him.
a day.
See,
Yeah,
now
yeah.
you're turned against
Yeah.
your brother. Now you're turned against your brother, man. You see? Now you're not thinking pure thoughts. You're thinking them wicked thoughts, man. Right? The scriptures talk about being pure. I want to get that parable about the guy that came in at the last minute, man.
Shall I just finish off this verse?
Yeah, finish off that verse.
Right, so it says, and he saith unto Yahawashi, Lord, remember me when thou comest into thy kingdom. And Yahawashi said unto him, verily I say unto thee, that today shalt thou be with me in paradise.
Beautiful. He said, remember me when you comest in to your kingdom. Because the kingdom is going to, in a time to come, when Yahawashi parts asunder the times, he's going to deliver the remnant of his people.
Yep.
And we're going to enter in to the kingdom. So that malefactor said, remember me when you come into your kingdom. So he was going to be a part of the elect that's going to be delivered.
Yep.
So most that he's here right now, whoever he may be, and he's ready to enter. He said, remember me when you come and you establish that kingdom, when you enter into the world to come.
Yeah.
Remember me, meaning he's here right now. See, that's I ain't gonna lie, when I pray, that's one thing I do pray, because I know I'm not worthy to be delivered. So I say to Yahawashi, man, please remember me, man. At least remember me.
I think the Lord willing, I think it was yesterday or today, I felt like a filthy rag. I feel really dirty, brothers, you know what I mean? That's how you feel. You feel low, unworthy, you know, you go through those periods. You just don't feel worthy, you know what I mean?
Because when you think about the righteousness of the scriptures, you look at yourself and you feel like you don't compare to that.
You don't compare, no.
I felt filthy yesterday. I took a bath and I was pissed off because I was sitting in the bathtub thinking, no matter how many times you wash yourself, you're always still steeped in sin. And it's like, we need that change, man. We need the new bodies. Because
You think about it yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was thinking the same thing yesterday. Besides spiritual brother. I was thinking the same thing. I felt unworthy. I felt like a filthy rag. Dirty. Yeah. When the brother brought you up. See, spiritual.
You know? You got a piece of...
No, I finished that point. He said, remember me and you'll be with him in paradise this day. That's that point done.
We got the parable about the guy that came in at the last hour.
Yeah, I got you.
What's it? That's in is it Matthew's 20? Too lucky. Yeah, I'll go ahead. Oh, this is St. Matthew's chapter 20, verse 1, right? The point is in verse 8, right? 20 verse 1, for the kingdom of heaven, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is like unto a man that is an householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. What's the vineyard? What does the vineyard represent?
Nation of Israel.
Right. The prophet Isaiah chapter 5 verse 7. For the vineyard of the Lord, or Yahweh of hosts, is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, but behold oppression, for righteousness, but behold a cry.
Elder, what was the one you called first of all? The one about the vineyard?
Matthew 20.
Matthew 20.
In the first verse, right?
Okay.
I read it again. St. Matthew 20 verse 1, for the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is a householder. So who holds the house? Who's the cornerstone of that temple? Yahawashi.
Yeah.
Is he not the heir to the kingdom? Right? Is not this whole house builded and framed upon him and the prophets?
Yeah.
If you don't mind, look up the word householder.
Yeah. What verse you in?
Matthew 20 verse 1.
Come on.
And what was the precept of the one you just said to show what is the vineyard?
Isaiah chapter 5 verse 7.
Okay.
Isaiah chapter 5 verse 7.
So what do you want, a householder?
Your householder. Look at householder.
Okay.
That's like a landlord, isn't it? That's like a landlord.
Pretty much, yeah.
Someone that has property.
Yeah.
He owns property. He's a what do you call them people, man? You know, he has look into it.
Yeah, the Strong's definition is very straight to the point. It says a master of the house, a householder. Let me get it in the Common Dictionary.
Master of a house. Because it said that in Revelation chapter 14, it said that the Lamb stood on Mount Zion. So that Lamb represents that the master of the house. He's the master because he stood upon the government. So he was the king. As it said in Matthew chapter 2, out of Bethlehem shall come a governor and shall rule my people Israel. So that prophecy would be fulfilled in Yahawashi. He would be that king.
Yep.
The house master, the master of the house.
Yeah.
That would rule the vineyard, so to speak.
I've got some good
Where you
ones
got?
in
You
the
got
Common
some?
Dictionary. 2 definitions for householder. It says a person who holds title or occupies a house. Definition 2, the head of a family. So both of those are fitting for Yahawashi.
He's the head of a family. Yahawashi is that head. That's why he said he stood upon Mount Zion. When you go to
And low with him 144,000. Verse 14.
there's Revelation chapter 14, verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb, which is Yahawashi, stood on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. So there you go. So when a man stands on top of something, that shows that his preeminence, his supremacy, his kinglyship. Showing that he's the master of that household, that temple. And he was the same stone that the builders refused. But now he's become the cornerstone. And the whole house is built upon that cornerstone, upon him. So he's what holds the household together. He's the genesis of it. The beginning of that household. As it says that he's the author and finisher of our faith.
Yeah.
Come on now, you got more? What you got?
Salakia, not to go backwards, but Ahab was asking what the scripture you read to link Israel to the vineyard.
Isaiah what? I forgot. You just
Isaiah,
said,
hold on.
please. Go on.
Isaiah chapter 5 verse 7.
Okay, chapter 5 verse 7. Okay, Isaiah 5,
Yeah.
25.
So we was talking
Chapter
about
5 verse 7.
Good.
Yeah, you was just reading about the whole house of Israel being on that mountain and Yahawashi being on the top of that mountain. Just a,
little few precepts, but the main point is that we're going into the man that came in at the last hour.
Yeah.
Going back to the male factor that was on the right hand side. We perceive through the spirit, we believe in the spirit. He was on the right hand side of Yahawashi because he came in at the last hour, at the day of his death. As the scripture says, he shall find favor in the day of his death, man. Right, roughly paraphrasing. Let me get Ephesians real quick. Right, this is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 19. Let me start from verse Let me start with verse 18. For through him we both have access by one Spirit unto the Father.
True.
Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of the Most High. What it says is that he's the Yahawashi, he's the master of the house.
Yeah.
So when going to this script that we just read, to the our brothers in Ephesus, Paul is saying, listen, you're no more strangers. And what it say? And now, verse 19, now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens, because you've been grafted into the olive tree. Because the Ephesians were Greeks. They were Greek-speaking Jews. To those inhabitants of Ephesus that Paul was writing to, there were Israelites that could speak Greek.
Yeah.
Right? So Paul is saying, listen, you're partaker. You can be grafted back in. You're a fellow citizen. You're no more foreigners and strangers. Going back to Peter, where it says, to the strangers that are scattered abroad, Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Bithynia, but what of the elect?
Are you reading Ephesians 2 and 12?
2 and 19.
Okay, because I've got one in Ephesians 2 and 12.
I know you get it. Yeah, I know you mean. You can bring out same way. Still edification, man. Bring
Right,
out.
come on. Ephesians 2 and 12, that at the time you were without Hamashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and were without the Most High in the world.
Read that again.
Yep, Ephesians 2 and 12, that at the time you were without Hamashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel.
Right, you were alienated from the commonwealth of your own ancestors, of your own people. Come on.
And strangers from the covenants of promise.
You were estranged from the covenants of promise. Meaning, you didn't even know you were the people of the covenant. You were estranged from the covenants of promise. You were straight. You didn't even identify yourself as the people of the covenant. You know what I'm saying? You were estranged from it. It was a strange thing to you.
Yeah.
But now that this gospel has been pronounced unto you through the ministry of Paul and the apostles, now it's like through faith you believe. You can identify. You can be grafted back in. Right? Come on now.
Having no hope and without the Most High in the world.
Right. Having no hope and without the Most High. Having no hope because a lot of them, all them brothers that was in Ephesus that spoke Greek, they didn't even know they were Israelites, man. They didn't even know.
Much like
They didn't
us
even know,
before we
man.
came to the truth.
So pretty much we're Greeks.
Yep.
We were heathens. Because none of us has physical documents that show our ancestry all the way back to Jacob. We wasn't raised up knowing we were Israelites. So we're no different than Ephesians.
That's right.
So where cometh the pride? There's no pride. Because none of us really know if we're of that descendancy. Because you call yourself a Benjamite, like a so-called Jamaican, right? Your daddy, your great daddy's daddy might be a Edomite, man.
Yeah, man.
That's true.
So you ain't got no damn hardcore evidence. None of us do. So we stand by faith, just like the Israelite Gentiles, man. Paul was expounding that in Romans the 11th chapter. He said, listen, man, you stand by faith. But don't boast yourself against the branches.
Yeah.
Because you bear the root, you bear the ancestry, but you know what I'm saying?
And that's why it's all spiritual. Because it says, my spirit, beareth witness. I don't know again.
We are the sons of the Most High.
That's it. My spirit beareth witness. So we have to go according to the spirit.
You know?
There's another good verse here, if I may, Brother
Yeah,
Michelle.
you go.
Ephesians 2:13. But now in Hamashiach Yahawashi, ye who sometimes were far off
Yeah, man.
are made nigh by the blood of Hamashiach.
Read that again.
Ephesians 2:13. But now in Hamashiach, ye who were sometimes were far off.
Which is Israelite foreigners.
Yeah, man.
Ye who are far off, these are Israelite foreigners. Because scriptures talk about them that are near and
Yes.
them that are far off.
Yeah, I went into that word one time, yes.
When you go to Daniel chapter 9, because we were scattered. They that are near are what? The Israelites or the Jews that understood they were Israelites. They had the record, they had all that, right?
Yep.
And they were living in that land itself.
Yeah.
They had the customs, they had the traditions, the laws, the commandments, right? The temple there. Then you had them that were far off, meaning them that were scattered.
Yes.
They didn't know they were, as the scripture says in Ephesians, they were strangers to the commonwealth of Israel.
Deep.
They were far off. They were scattered among the heathen. And that was Paul's office. Paul was appointed that task of going among these different heathen nations and preaching his word to them that were without,
The apostle to the Gentiles.
to graft them back in
Yeah, go to the dispersed. Go to the dispersed.
among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles.
That's it. Dispersed.
So you had Israelites that would be referred to as Gentiles, as heathens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you got any more? You got any more? Because we have to stay on the point. But
No, that's
Get-
all right. I'll make
you
a
have-
point on that. Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. Well, it goes deep. There's meat here, but I mean, the point's kind of been made. So.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. So it says Ephesians chapter 2, verse 19. Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints. Hold on, this demon pass by. But get Psalms. It specifies who the saints are.
Okay.
No. In fact, give me Psalms 50.
Oh.
Verse 5.
What? So. Okay, Psalms chapter 50, starting at verse 5 says, "Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice.
Read that again.
Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice."
Yeah. So who are the people that made a covenant with the Heavenly Father? Was it Ishmael, them damn Arabs, man? On Mount Sinai? Was it the Moabites or the Edomites? Because who came out of Egypt? The Israelites. And they're the people that made that agreement, that contract, by sacrifice. Do you understand? The Most High ransomed the Israelites and gave up the Egyptians. Right? The Most High gave up the Egyptians for Israel and said, listen, I'm going to bring these people, I'm going to give them up, man. The very same people that he raised up,
Yep.
Pharaoh that he raised up, he gave them up for a ransom unto his people. Right? And they said, this is the people that are going to make a covenant, an agreement. Gather my saints together, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice, which are the Israelites. Psalms 148.
Gotcha. Psalms 148. Want it from the top?
Go on.
Yeah.
No. Get that verse. Get it straight to the point. It say, even of the children of Israel, gather my saints. Was it 140,
Yeah, I got you.
verse
48,
7 or
14,
something?
yeah. Right, so let me read from 13 to give it context. Psalms 148:13. Let them praise the name of Yahweh, for his name alone is excellent.
Right.
His glory is above the earth and heaven. He also exalteth the horn of his people.
The horn, meaning the Most High exalteth the power of his people, the strength of his people. Come on.
The praise of all his saints.
The praise of all his saints, come on.
even of the children of Israel,
Right.
a people near unto him, praise ye Yahweh.
So the saints are the Israelites. Okay? Very plain and put. So when you go back to Salakia, it says Ephesians chapter 2, verse 19. Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints. Right? Because they're Israelites. They were esteemed as strangers. They were estranged from the commonwealth of their own people. But now through the blood of Yahawashi, they're made nigh. They've been grafted back in. Right?
Redeemed.
They receive forgiveness of their transgressions. That's why Paul said there's no difference between the Jew or the Greek. There's no difference. We're all the same people. They that are with the law, that call themselves Israelites, if you break the law, you're no different than a damn heathen.
Yep.
But they that's of the heathen, if they start keeping the law, that makes their uncircumcision
Circumcision. Yeah.
circumcision. So like, what, you're no different. You all one people. As the scripture says, we've all sinned and fallen short
of the glory.
of the glory of Yahawashi
beautiful,
Yahawashi.
beautiful.
So what difference is there? You dare the Jews, you boast in yourself. Oh, we're the Jews.
And
We
got our
keep the law.
garments. Yeah.
But Yahawashi, man, we're in the time with Mary Magdalene, the woman that committed adultery, you should call it adultery. What did Yahawashi do? He wrote in the sand all their sins. So them Pharisees, the chief scribes and Pharisees,
That to find the back door.
exactly. So here is the of the circumcision, but your circumcision is made uncircumcision because you're breaking the law all the time. So you're boasting in your image,
Yep.
but you are breaking the law all the while.
Yep.
So you're no different than a damn Greek.
Yep. You're a hypocrite, thou hypocrite.
Fucking hypocrite. And that's why the Heavenly Father made it for the Israelite heathens, the Greeks, to come back in. Because the wicked scribes and Pharisees, you're no different from them, man.
Yep.
What's the difference? That's the wisdom. That's the depth of this wisdom. Don't glory in the flesh, man.
The Lord hates hypocrites.
But let's just clarify that because, you know, I think that's in Romans. Hold on, look. It says, Romans chapter 2, verse 25. For circumcision, verily, meaning truly, profiteth if thou keep the law. Did the wicked Sadducees and Pharisees, did they keep the law? No. Yahawashi exposed them. But if thou be a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision. So them wicked scribes and Pharisees, they were no different than the Greek-speaking Jews. They of Ephesus. They of Rome that spoke Latin. Therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteousness of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision? And shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge thee, who by the letter and circumcision doth transgress the law? For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh, which is the Jews, the Jews, the Pharisees, the Sadducees.
They've physically been circumcised.
Physically.
On the 8th day.
Right.
Right. And it said earlier about naturally. And you said something about naturally a minute ago, Elder?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can sorry, it's like you. Sorry to disturb you.
That's right.
Right, it said
Right.
something about naturally.
It says, for he is not a Jew which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh, but he is a Jew which is one inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart, the mind.
Yep.
Because what it says all Israel is uncircumcised in the heart. So you're a Jew based on whether you're the Israel of the Most High.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Whether this word can enter into your mind, your heart. Whether this gospel can enter into your heart, man. Because you had certain believers among the Pharisees, man. They believed, like Nicodemus. He believed, but he came by night, man, because he didn't want
He didn't want to know you. Yeah.
He was afraid that he might get persecuted, man.
Yeah.
You know, you have certain of the Pharisees and the Sadducees that believe, but they love the praise of of men rather than the praise of the Most High, man. So you have believers even amongst them wicked motherfuckers, man. You see?
Gamaliel as well. It's not one, wasn't it?
Huh?
Gamaliel.
Gamaliel, right? But he is a Jew which is one inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart, in the spirit, and not in the letter, right? Which is carnal.
Yeah. All right.
Whose praise is not of men, but of the Most High. You know, 3 and 23. As I just read before, Romans 3 verse 23. For all have sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High. For we all have sinned. So you there magnifying and comparing yourself as a Pharisee or a Sadducee. Yes, brother is a Greek or an Israelite that's in Rome, he can speak Latin, and you there persecuting him because he's been scattered. Or he can speak in another language, but he's an Israelite though, man, because he believes. He's one inwardly, because he has the faith. But you're glorying in your flesh though, man, because I descended from Abraham.
Yeah.
But yet you denied Yahawashi though. So that makes this brother more of an Israelite than you, because he bears the spirit. You only bear the flesh.
Yep.
But the flesh passeth away, but the spirit endureth.
Yeah,
So that
forever.
makes this foreigner brother more of an Israelite than you.
That's right. May I say something briefly, Baba Kasha?
Come on.
You know what that sounds like to me now? Like them guys who were doing that 2,000 years ago are the guys who are back here now claiming that they're the black-only Israelites. Like they don't want to acknowledge the Northern Kingdom of Israelites. They're like, oh, but it's just black, you know, just black people are Israelites.
Yeah.
They're going after the flesh.
Yeah.
Because they see the color of their skin, but they're not going after the spirit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about their glorying in the flesh, man. The Most High, they lack depth.
Yeah.
They lack depth.
And the mystery wasn't given unto them.
Yeah. Israel has been scattered, man.
Yeah, man.
Right? Let me get this one on. Let's see what I've got here. Like Galatians 6 and 16. 6 and 16. So this is Ephesians chapter 6 verse 16. And as many, let me start with verse 15. For in Hamashiach Yahawashi, neither circumcision availeth anything, nor uncircumcision, but a new creature. That's the main thing. That you be renewed in Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi, man. You're neither a Jew nor Greek, but you're a new creature in Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi, man. It says, and as many as walk according to this rule, peace be on them, and mercy, and upon the Israel of the Most High. Right? The Israel of the Most High, the Israel that's of the Spirit, man. That's of the spiritual circumcision. Right? What else do I have? Salakia. So it says, Matthew's chapter 23, verse 27. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye are like unto whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and of all uncleanness. Even so ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity, man. Right? So you're not a Jew that's one outwardly. That's what I said, how can a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed to the word, man. So that comes in the true circumcision.
Right.
Because the scribes and the Pharisees, they were circumcised. Physically.
Yeah.
But not in their mind.
But not inwardly, man. And that's why they couldn't receive Yahawashi. They couldn't receive him. Because they weren't clean in the inward, man. But the foreigners, the Israelite foreigners, they were clean on the inward. They were predestined. They could receive Yahawashi. So that justified them before the Pharisees and Sadducees, man.
Yeah.
That made them more Israelite. Even though physically they might not even look like an Israelite. They probably look like a damn heathen.
They were the Israel of the Most High.
You see what I'm saying? They probably spoke in heathen languages,
Yeah.
Latin and Greek. But Paul could communicate with them this gospel, and they could receive it more than the wicked scribes and Pharisees, who were physically circumcised, man. What's that precept?
They've probably been eating pork and keeping all the customs of the heathens.
In
like,
orgies,
yeah,
because
shaving their
he
heads,
said
wearing togas.
because some brothers that were in the truth were effeminate. Once upon a time, they were into that type of shit, man. Homosexuality, sodomy, man, all that shit, man.
They were living that life.
They were living that Greek life. That's in let me get. What's it? Corinthians, like you. Let me get.
That in itself is beautiful, though. That's the
Yeah,
power
mate,
of the
okay.
word. That it can take a man that's completely immersed in the ways of the world,
Totally defiled.
yep, and pull us out of it.
I'll pull you out of complete corruption and darkness. But a man that was born in what he thinks was righteousness, he's so blinded by his righteousness, and he don't realize how corrupt he is.
Yeah.
He doesn't realize how blind and corrupted he is.
Poor.
He trusts so much in the letter that he doesn't realize how carnal he fucking is, man.
That's
He's
scary,
completely lacked in the spirit.
Yeah, that's scary.
He's so, yeah, I'm an Israelite. I'm above these people. I got the garment, the phylacteries there.
Yep.
I'm circumcised. Right? I got the beard. But yeah, he's in the flesh though. So you know he's committing all manner of sin, man.
Yep.
He's thinking sin, but he's glorying in the flesh.
Yeah.
So he lacks the spirit. He's missed the most important part.
Yep.
But then, as you said, a brother or a sister that's been totally immersed in sin, what do they have? A conscience, because they're like, shit, man, I've lived that life.
Yeah, I'm guilty.
That the man that was on the male benefactor, man.
Yeah.
He on the right hand side. He's like, I've been a low life, so he has something to be guilty of.
Yep. So you had some shame, some humility.
He had something that he had character.
Yeah.
He had a moral discernment of right and wrong. He understood he did wrong.
But he had that little faith. He had that little faith. And you remember what he says, Elder? It's that if you have little faith as small as a mustard seed, you can move mountains.
Yeah.
And he,
So he shifted himself from wickedness to righteousness, man.
That was a big faith.
Yeah.
That little thing, that little faith.
Precept, Baba Kasha. I don't think we brought this one out, but if we did, forgive me. On the subject of that malefactor repenting, this is Sirach 18 and verse 20. Before judgment, examine thyself, and thou shalt find, in the day of visitation, thou shalt find mercy. So he examined himself.
Right.
And in the day of visitation, he found mercy.
Because Yahawashi was there.
The Lord came to see him face to face. He's on the cross now.
And Yahawashi knew that.
Yeah.
Because Yahawashi knew all men. So Yahawashi, when he was on the cross, he understood that the man standing to his right was of the elect. But he was waiting for him to see what he said.
Yeah.
See, that's the deepness of Yahawashi.
Yes.
Because Yahawashi knew, again, because Yahawashi knew
All
that
spirits.
Iscariot, Judas,
Was a nigger.
was a grimy, slimy nigger. But he suffered him.
Yes.
He knew he was a grimy nigger from the Genesis, man, from the
Yeah.
beginning. But he allowed it because he had his lot to play.
Yeah.
The prophecy had to be fulfilled. See, Yahawashi was deep, man. He was deep. Because when he went on the cross, he knew that he was about to visit one of the elect, which was the male benefactor on the right hand side.
Can't.
So he knew that that's the balance, because one wicked man was on the left, one was on the right.
Yeah.
And he knew that one of them was going to be justified in his words. Because he said, with the mind, man believeth unto righteousness, and with the mouth, man make confession unto salvation.
Okay.
So with the mouth, that man there, he confessed his faults. He didn't hide his sins. He
Yeah.
confessed it. He said, yeah, man, we right deserve it.
Yeah.
And because he did that, he was justified, man. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Let me get this first, because we just in the spirit, we're just
Flowing, yeah.
flowing.
But it's all connecting though, because we're coming back full circle.
Give me Romans chapter 10 verse 10, please.
Yep.
Like it. So it says, 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate,
Yep.
nor abusers of themselves of mankind.
Yep, that's sodomy.
Right? Effeminate, idolaters, all that, right? Nor thieves, nor covetous. Because remember the male benefactors, they were both thieves.
Yep.
Right? But one of them was condemned. He ain't gonna get, because he made mockery of Yahawashi. He was like, man, if you the son of the Most High, come down and save yourself
And then
save
save
us
us.
too, man.
He's only it for himself.
Right? So he was an earthly grimy nigger that was seeking after a sign.
Yeah.
He was like, man, if you're the son of the Most High, man, prove it to me, man. Come down and save yourself and save us. So he wasn't of the spirit, man. He was of the letter. He was carnal. But the other one kind of checked him, man. You know? So it says, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revelers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of the Most High. And such were some of you.
Yes.
But ye are washed through what?
Yahawashi's blood.
Through
and the word.
And the word. But ye are sanctified. Meaning what? Made clean.
Clean, yeah.
But ye are justified. The
Through
word
faith.
justify means what? Make whole. Made perfect. In the name of the Lord Yahawashi and by the Spirit of our God. Right? You're made whole and perfect by what? This faith. So here it is, you were a full-fledged faggot. But then you believe, the Most High gave a faggot faith.
Yeah. It was created with him in the womb. Because faith is a gift and it's created with the faithful in the womb. So they go through their life to a certain point and then they'd hear the word and they'd hear and be converted. It's just, like you said earlier on, it's like I'm talking about. The Most High's ways are above finding out, man.
Yeah.
Like,
You never think it, you never know it. You think that, now the Lord ain't gonna turn a demon like that from out his corruption. You don't know.
You don't know what the
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you might look at a man and think, nah, man, they ain't gonna preach that word to him. Look at him, he's fucked up, man. You don't know.
Just don't know.
Just speak to him. Because he might just be. Don't forget to entertain angels, because,
yeah.
you know, you don't know who the Lord don't wake up or who the Lord might condemn. The same guy that you look up to, the Most High will condemn that man.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these head leaders that fell out the truth, they had men looking up to them.
Yeah.
Men that looked at them like, oh, he's my main guy, he's my role model. Little did they know that man was to be a grimy nigga that was to extort other brothers, man. Then he gets exposed, and it's like, you feel like a fool for having trusted in him.
Yeah.
The same man who you thought that, nah man, he's the main guy. God sent comforter.
Yo,
he's
yeah.
Right? I don't know the man, but you know, High Priest RER, I mean, I don't know him.
Yeah.
But he's kind of bugging out.
But that's prophecy though. Because there's a prophecy linked to him. Filthy garments.
Okay.
So it's like that's deep meaning though. But through the spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know who he is.
You know?
Let me defer.
Oh, you got that Romans 10 verse 10?
Yep, Romans 10 and 10 says, for with the heart man believeth unto righteousness, and with the mouth confesseth. Let me read that again. For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation.
Right, so with the heart, the inner seat of your passions, you what?
You read it again. For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness.
Yeah, because you believe unto righteousness. The man on the right hand side of Yahawashi that was crucified, he believed. That's just remember me when you're in paradise, because he knew that Yahawashi was that man. He was that lamb that would die. That means he believed in the prophecies.
Yeah.
Even though he was a thief, he believed in the prophecies.
Did you believe in the power that is to come?
Yeah. That means he understood what was written in Deuteronomy 18 verse 18, that there'll be a prophet that the people should listen to. That means he believed, man, in what the scripture said. Even though he was, you know, caught up in that grimy lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Shall I read it?
You cuss grimy niggas, there's a elect among the grimy niggas there, man.
Yeah.
You know? Go on.
Deuteronomy 18 verse 18, and I'll raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him.
Read that again.
Deuteronomy 18 and 18 again.
We start from verse 15.
Alright, Deuteronomy 18 and 15. Yahweh thy power will raise up unto thee a prophet.
So Moses is saying, the Most High saying through Moses is that what?
The Most High Yahweh will raise up unto thee a prophet.
Come on now.
From in the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto. Let me read this again. Yahweh thy power will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren.
From the midst of thee, right?
Yep.
Meaning the midst of the Israelites. Because remember that coconut head that came up, I was trying to.
Yeah.
I was trying to explain it to him, and he just wasn't getting the nail on the head, man. He was just like, oh, whosoever.
Yeah.
He's like, because I knew he was going to John 3:16. Whosoever believeth. Like, he's not reading the scriptures in context.
Yeah.
I'm staying on the point of who was the Lord's people? Because according to prophecy, it said that there would be a prophet that be raised up from the midst of the Israelites.
Yeah.
And that prophet was to be Yahawashi.
Yeah.
So Yahawashi was from the midst of the Israelites. That was his people.
Yeah.
That's the point I was trying to make to the idiot, man. You know what I'm saying? But his head was so much of a coconut, man.
Couldn't penetrate.
It's gonna,
That's that hidden mystery again.
you know what I mean?
His head was the stony ground.
Yeah. You know? It was like a, his head was bulletproof. Hey, read on, man. Read on.
Right, Deuteronomy 18:15 again says, Yahweh thy power will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me, unto him ye shall hearken.
Like unto me, meaning Moses was the Israelite. Just like unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken. Read on down.
Verse 16 says, according to all that thou desirest of Yahweh thy power in Horeb, in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not again hear the voice of the Lord Yahweh my power, neither let me see this great fire any more, that I die not. And Yahweh said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth. And he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him.
Right. So that again, that's a prophecy pertaining to Yahawashi, and I'm going to prove it. On St. John chapter 6, verse 11. The point is in verse 14. And Yahawashi took the loaves, and when he had given thanks, he distributed to the disciples, and the disciples to them that were set down, and likewise of the fishes as many as they would. When they were filled, he said unto the disciples, gather up the fragments that remain, that nothing be lost. Therefore they gathered them together, and filled 12 baskets with the fragments of the 5 barley loaves, which remained over and above unto them that had eaten. Right? This is the point. Then those men, when they had seen the miracle that Yahawashi did, said, this is of a truth that prophet that should come into the world.
Yeah.
So that was a fulfillment of
Deuteronomy 18.
Deuteronomy 18 and 15, man. Right? And that male benefactor believed in that.
That's true, yeah.
He believed in that. That's why it says, remember me when you're in paradise, because he believed in all the things that were written of him. He said, yeah, he's that man. That's that man.